if y'all thought Joe Biden's presidency or lack thereof, because we all know Joe Biden's not really the one in charge here. Joe Biden is Joe Biden is merely a puppet. We all know that he's not one in charge. It's either him, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Adam Schiff, or some other deep state authoritarian left in charge right now. Because everybody knows that Joe Biden is not in charge. Because what we are literally seeing right now from when it comes to Joe Biden and Afghanistan, it has become such a joke about how Joe Biden could defend his actions. And here's the thing: I'm not saying it's a bad thing to not pull out troops from Afghanistan. It's basically how he did it, which was a complete joke, and which made a lot of U.S. allies completely question Joe Biden's legitimacy or Joe Biden's trust, because when U.S. allies see the way Joe Biden did this, they'll literally say to themselves, "Yo, we can't trust the Joe Biden presidency. He does not look like he knows what he's doing." But don't just take my word for it. I mean, if you guys have seen the if you guys have seen the 18-minute speech that Joe Biden did, you would see how completely horrendous it was, because this dude literally had the nerve to blame past presidencies, including Obama's presidency. He had the nerve to blame. He blamed the Bush presidency, which we all know started the whole Afghanistan war. He ended up blaming the Obama presidency, which he was a part of when he was VP for the whole 8 years. He literally said in the speech, he's not going to be the one like the past presidencies from two Democrats to two Republicans who continued this whole Afghanistan civil war type kind of thing. Here's the thing: he blamed every other past administration, from the Bush administration, from the Obama administration, to which he was a part of. Remember, he was VP, and to also the Trump administration. He's blaming everybody but himself, basically saying he doesn't want to be another president that's continuing this war. Here's the thing: I don't necessarily disagree with that, because we should have been, because this is something that the Afghanistan president should have did. But instead of actually confronting his problems, he went straight bitch mode and just turned tail away from Taliban. And we gave him the resources and we gave him the training. I'm pretty sure just some of them didn't take it seriously. So now the Taliban has gained full control of the freaking U.S. embassy in Afghanistan. And pretty sure Biden said it was a peaceful transfer of power, something like that. When we all seen it, we all saw what was going on. So I don't know. The fact that it's even at this point, and the fact that people are still defending Joe Biden with this, acting like he ain't do nothing wrong, acting like he made a smart decision, pulling the Afghanistan troops like that out of Afghanistan like that, and apparently, according to some news outlets, we still have I think at least 8,000 more U.S. citizens or U.S. allies in Afghanistan. Not 2,000, like 8,000, as Joe Biden claimed that was. But I'm pretty sure the fact checkers will check you quick because they are still trying to protect Biden with all their might, even though it's not really looking good for Joe Biden. His approval rating is going down. His job rating is going down. People are losing faith in Joe Biden. A lot of people are having buyer's remorse right now. See, here's the thing: when all this came out, what was the Hollywood elitists that was claiming that Joe Biden would not start any more conflicts, start any more wars? Where they at? They know they quiet as hell right now. I don't see nobody that I've seen on Twitter from last year during the whole election process. I ain't seen none of them coming out and saying, yo, Joe Biden has every right to do this. I ain't seen not one. Quote me if I'm wrong here, but I'm not. In my personal, I've not seen that one. It's really funny how everybody who supported Biden and everybody who told you that if you don't support Biden, then you are a complete enemy of the country. I don't see not one person coming out and say, "Yo, what the hell did Joe Biden did?" CNN may say something, MSNBC may say something, but now they're back to saying, back to protecting Joe Biden. Jake Tapper, he said something. Finally, let the left wing media actually does a damn job. But now, according to, let me go ahead and show you this from the Post Millennial. Breaking: Biden admits Taliban takeover Afghanistan unfolded more quickly than anticipated. Takes no questions. Returns to Camp David. So like I said, he did that 18, 19, 20-minute speech. He took no questions. But then after all that was said and done, he went back on vacation. Like he basically just turned his whole back on the Afghanistan people and the U.S. allies in Afghanistan. That's basically what he just did. People still defending Joe Biden in this. It's people. Please let me understand this. President Biden spoke from the East Room on Monday afternoon to address the situation in Afghanistan, saying that the national security team is working to respond to every contingency, including the rapid collapse we're seeing now. Because the Pentagon just sent 6,000 troops back to Afghanistan to clear the mess. He wanted to, quote unquote, remind everyone how we got here, saying that we went to Afghanistan almost 20 years ago with clear goals: the undermine Al Qaeda's terrorist activities and to hunt down Osama bin Laden, and we got him, he said. Biden said the goal was not nation building, but was in preventing a terrorist attack on U.S. land. He said he opposed Obama's surge in 2019 and that he's adamant that we focus on the threats we face today. Because see, right there, he's blaming Joe Biden, not Joe Biden. Right there, he's blaming Barack Obama. So he's blaming his close friend, as some people say, from one of the process of how Afghanistan got to that point. President Biden: our mission in Afghanistan was never supposed to have been nation building or creating a unified, centralized democracy. Biden spoke to terrorist threats globally, across the Middle East, Asia, and in North Africa. He said that we must keep our eyes firmly fixed on the threats we face. When I came to office, I inherited a deal with President Trump negotiated with the Taliban. Under his agreement, U.S. forces would be out of Afghanistan by May 1st, 2021, just a little over 3 months after I took office, Biden said. Under the Trump administration, he said U.S. forces had already significantly drawn down from 500 U.S. troops to 225 troops in our country. See, I find that funny, but you say that we inherited a deal that the Trump administration did, but you have taken out every policy that Trump did with executive orders, but when something like this comes out, you still say it's your fault. I mean, you still say it's not your fault. It's still Trump's fault. There you go. So he blamed the Obama administration, which again he was part of, and now he's blaming the Trump administration. He cannot take any amount of criticism. He does not know how to actually take blame, put the blame for himself. We spent $2.3 trillion, but when it's time to point blame at something that you did, it was your decision. You say, yeah, I'm not responsible for this. This was all on the past administrations. Acting like what you're doing right now does not freaking matter. But I digress. I really do. I digress. This is a complete disaster. Uh, Sorry. Let's go ahead. President Biden blames Trump administration for Afghanistan disaster.
When I came into office, I inherited a deal that President Trump negotiated with the Taliban. Under his agreement, U.S. forces would be out of Afghanistan by May 1, 2021, just a little over 3 months after I took office. U.S. forces had already drawn down during the Trump administration from roughly 15,500 American forces to 2,500 troops in country. And the Taliban was at its strongest militarily since 2001. The choice I had to make as your president was either to follow through on that agreement or be prepared to go back to fighting the Taliban in the middle of the spring fighting season. There would have been no ceasefire after May 1. There was no agreement protecting our forces after May 1. There was no status quo of stability without American casualties after May 1. There was only the cold reality of either following through on the agreement to withdraw our forces or escalating the conflict and sending thousands more American troops back into combat in Afghanistan, lurching into the third decade of conflict.
Again, the Pentagon just sent 6,000 U.S. troops back to Afghanistan to get those U.S. allies out of Afghanistan, because right now, from what some reports come out, the Taliban reportedly conducting door-to-door searches in Kabul for U.S. collaborators. So the fact that you are saying that you pulled troops out to protect the U.S. troops, you completely forgot about how you disregarded the U.S. collaborators in Afghanistan, from the CNN collaborators to the MSNBC collaborators to the ABC, Fox News, all those type of collaborators. You completely forgot about those guys, now did you? You were so focused on getting the troops out and trying to send a message. I don't know what kind of message you were sending, but it was a really stupid message. Let's go and watch this. And here's the thing. While all this was going on, people were being beheaded. People were being killed, shot, dead in the street in freaking Afghanistan. You have a freaking CNN host talking about it's peaceful. Like, how many times are y'all gonna do this whole fiery but peaceful BS propaganda? It is not safe in Afghanistan. The freaking Afghanistan people literally tried to jump on a freaking plane, a moving plane, to escape the Taliban terrorist group. Seven people fell from the plane reportedly. Fell face first, died. What was it? You even want to say all this is peaceful? According to sources, Taliban militants are now going door-to-door searches for anybody who they see as a threat to their rule. Let's go and watch this. Okay, I hate freaking ads. Ads need to freaking die. On Sunday, the BBC reported that a spokesperson for the Taliban assured the people of Afghanistan, particularly in the city of Kabul, that their priorities and their lives are safe, and that there will be no revenge on anybody. That's not what we're seeing on social media. And here's the thing: you have an actual terrorist group on Twitter, but Donald Trump is still banned. People are literally saying Donald Trump was worse than a terrorist group. Jesus Christ. There's something wrong with these people.
Very credible first-hand report from those on the ground in Kabul saying that the Taliban are going door to door looking for those who had worked with, had fought alongside the Americans, and they are looking already for retribution. There are terrified people cowering their houses, trying to destroy any evidence that they had worked with the Americans. What we learned from John Kirby, the press secretary here at the Pentagon, we learned the defense secretary authorized another battalion from the 82nd Airborne, which had been on standby in Kuwait, to go to Kabul. That should bring the number of U.S. troops authorized to return to Afghanistan to 6,000. As of now, there are 2,500 at the Kabul airport. Another 500 are expected to land by tomorrow once flights resume at the international airport. No flights are taking off right now, according to Kirby, as U.S. troops try to secure the airport and regain control after thousands of Afghans flooded the tarmac. 2 security incidents to mention at the Kabul International Airport today, with 2 armed Afghans killed by U.S. troops.
Okay. So while that was going, I was looking for this one post I saw earlier on a freaking Twitter. However, as the situation in Afghanistan's capital continues to deteriorate, it has now been reported that the Taliban are beginning to hunt down people they see as enemies, including civilians. Okay. Okay, I don't know what that was. And the Taliban are having real fun right now. Afghanistan-based journalist Mustafa Qasimi reports that the Taliban are looking for government officials, former police and security officer members, and those who work for foreign countries, NGOs, or infrastructures in Afghanistan. He notes that journalists are also being targeted. So even the BBC reporters, CNN reporters, Fox News reporters, MSNBC reporters, CBS, ABC, all those reporters in Afghanistan, they are not safe right now. They are at high risk because of what Joe Biden did, or the incompetence of Joe Biden. This is not a laughing matter. This is a serious situation that Joe Biden should be impeached for, because he literally put thousands of U.S. citizens at risk because of his incompetent actions. Let this have been Trump. Let this have been Trump. You would not hear the end of it from freaking left Democrat media. According to Qasimi, the situation is so dire that some people have started counting their final hours of life in Kabul. Fox News' Jennifer Griffin corroborated the allegations, saying that she has received a very credible first-hand report from those on the ground in Kabul that the Taliban are going door to door looking for retribution. Retribution, you know what that means, right? While some remain in their homes, others have tried desperately to flee the country. Video from Kabul International Airport, for example, showed people clinging to the side of American planes taking off down the runway. Many in the international community, including the United States, have promised to help those wanting to leave Afghanistan resettle elsewhere. So it's not safe for people right now. It's not safe. And people know this, but people choose not to freaking talk about it. Okay. What's that post that just thing? Yeah, here it is, right here. The Washington Journal's editors accurately scrutiny and protest Joe Biden when Taliban violated the Doha Agreement. Promised on a negotiated power sharing, the U.S. was free to keep Bagram, its 2,500 troops, and NATO's 5,000 to use air power. He could have saved thousands. He chose not to. Note that Mr. Biden is more critical of this predecessor than he is of the Taliban. He spent 7 months ostensibly, I don't know how to pronounce it, I'm sorry, overturning one Trump policy after another on foreign and domestic policy. So his foreign policy is trash. Yet he now claims Afghanistan policy is the one he could not do nothing about. This is a pathetic denial of his own agency, and it's also a false choice. It's as if Winston Churchill, with his troops surrounded at Dunkirk, have declared that Neville Chamberlain got him into the mess, and the British had already fought too many wars on the continent. So when the Washington Post said this, you know you screwed up, especially if you're on the left. People, this is not a funny matter. Joe Biden should be in serious trouble for this. He should be on a trial for impeachment right now. But since he's, the Democrat has the majority of the House, they're remaining quiet. They won't do anything about it. But I'm going all over the place right now, because with how it is with Joe Biden and this whole Afghanistan policy, it's not even funny. This is what a lot of people are having bias when most when it comes to Joe Biden. They say they wish they never voted for him. It's people help me out here. People really help me out here. Help me try to understand this. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this video right here, man. If you guys like what I'm saying, like, comment, subscribe, share the video. I will see you on the next one. Peace.